Hello everyone, this is BJose32 and this is What's on Deck. And I want to apologize for somewhat of a lack of videos on my channel lately, what I've been dealing with. A sore on my tongue. Nice big sore on my tongue, so that makes it really hard to talk. Anyways, let's do What's on Deck. First of all, USPC Bicycle, they got a new deck coming to Club 808. Next month, the uncut seat will be available February 1st, and the deck will be available to Club 808 members sometime after that. The deck is a Jules Verne based deck. I don't recall the exact name of it, but it's got a lot of blue colors to it. Illusionist, not a whole lot going on. I think there was some new decks new tricks they released. No, not new decks, new tricks. And the 808, I'm really confused. The Black Club membership is expiring tomorrow. That means renewals should be available today or tomorrow, and that means members who renew will get not one but free gold artifice decks. And I don't know how many we'll be able to buy. Originally it was 1 free and buy 6. Now it's free. I don't know if you can still buy 6. Either way, I think it's a good deal. You can make your money back on the membership pretty easily, and I'm looking forward to that. 311, nothing. They've been quiet. Nada. Blue Crown, they finally shipped out the White Crown Luxury decks, and nothing else in the works for them right now. House of Playing Cards, on the other hand, they've been quite silent for some time now, but they finally are going to be releasing the Imperial deck. The Bicycle branded Imperial deck was Kickstarter exclusive. That one was black, I believe. No. Well, whatever. There's one that's red and there's one that's black. The Bicycle branded deck, which I think is the red one, is going to be Kickstarter exclusive, and the other one will be available on House of Playing Cards in the near future. Big Line Media, they've been quiet since last year. Nothing new on the horizon. Dan and Dave, they released a new Mnemonica DVD set, 5 DVDs from Juan Tamariz, featuring performances and tutorials on the memorized Mnemonica stacks, or Tamariz stacks, whatever you want to call them. Pretty good, but pricey. It's like 120 bucks right now. It's on sale. After that, it's like 140 or 150 bucks. I was buying it, but then I said, nah, I don't need that. Too much money. So I canceled it. And that's that. They got no new decks right now. However, there is some that we've seen teasers of, images of. And one that we know is coming for sure, which is a gold Smoke and Mirror deck, which is going to be available in some kind of a promo. I don't know what kind of a promo yet, and I don't know when yet. However, I will say that I think it's pretty stupid that Dan and Dave don't allow people outside of the US to get their membership, deck in a month or whatever, because it's pathetic. Black Club, Club 808, Summer Club, they are available and open to everyone. But Dan and Dave, they don't care about people outside the US. It's too much money to ship to them. Screw them. Anyways, Conjuring Arts, they did release an Erdnase set right around the beginning of the year, which I got. It was pricey, but not bad. You get Green Acorn backs, first edition and second edition. It was one of the Erdnase 216 decks in green. There was a collection of cards from all of their Erdnase decks. However, they did not have the original green Diamondback cards on there, which was disappointing to me. And I think it would have been better if they had those instead of the Acorn backs, but whatever. And then there was 2 of the pack jackets. And it would have been cool if they had the Erdnase card flip as well, but apparently the Content Arts did not release that one, so they couldn't do that. And then there was a ribbon, and there was the Erdnase Bible Edition and the Erdnase Indestructible Edition, whatever it's called. And it's pretty cool, a little bit pricey. And then I ended up paying, on top of that, customs fees, which was annoying. But Conjuring Arts did release something else the other day, and it sold out pretty fast. It is Red and Blue 2nd Edition Legends decks. These are apparently a test version of the decks. They only printed 1,000 of each color. Black ones were released on Black Friday. I'm not sure if those were I don't think those ones were test ones. I think those ones were the actual release. But red and blue, sorry, were test ones. I know JP Playing Cards will be getting them in the very near future if you missed out. He's got some. There was only 1,000 of each color that were printed, so they're pretty limited. However, there will be an official release of red and blue decks, 2nd edition, sometime this year, in the coming months. And they probably won't be quite as limited. What they're trying to do is they're basically trying to compete with Bicycle and B-branded decks with these Legends playing cards and create an Asian alternative to the Bicycle and B decks. So expect to see a lot of them. Handlords, DeVoe. He's got some decks coming up, which looks like a bunch of reprints. First of all, he's got the Viper, which is basically the Dominion deck in a new color, and apparently new faces. Hopefully they actually have faces this time, because the last deck, the Dominion deck, it had no faces. It was pretty bland. He's also got a new April Fool's deck coming. Both of those will be available March, he says, by St. Patrick's Day. However, they won't reveal what the April Fool's Day deck looks like until April 1st. However, I did read something, excuse me, I have to find it. A lot of people, by the way, not happy with Illusionist's holiday giveaway, and it didn't seem like it was very random at all. Major thumbs down for Illusionist's giveaway. Alright, the April Fool's deck, they say that there will be full color, full bleed, back design, which means no borders, custom code cards. It will have a hilarious, unique theme that contradicts the evil looking box. It does not have rainbows or unicorns like the previous deck. It will feature a unique scene featuring characters in the deck, and it says it features 2 trick cards where a character from the deck finds a spectator's card, and there's 2 different force cards that reveal. 2 different force card reveals are included as well, and you can repeat the trick with the same group of people. So that's pretty interesting. And blade, stock, and finish, and blah blah. I can't wait. It looks pretty interesting. They have one other deck that's coming in June, which is a new version of the Exquisite. It's going to be a silver Exquisite deck, and it's going to be more poker based. It's going to have a standard faces with black and red pips, a standard index, and I'm guessing white faces with white borders, and silver and white on the back, and probably some customization on the code cards, if not the same code cards. I think that's great, because the deck they released before, while not bad for cardistry and extreme card handling, XCM, whatever, extreme card manipulations, it's not that great for Magic or poker. So this is a buck my edition, though it's kind of bizarre that DeVoe is releasing a poker deck. Although the Blades decks, you know, would fall into the same category. By the way, if you're interested, Club 808 has a interview with Jackson Robinson, which is pretty cool, and he talks a little bit about his signature series decks that are coming sometime this year, I assume, and are going to be a non-Kickstarter deck. Also coming soon to Kickstarter will be, oh, I should mention well, I'll mention that, is the Bicycle Monster Montage playing cards, which is a little bit cartoony. It features mummies and Frankensteins and all sorts of other characters. Oh, Cyclops, Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Scream Queen, many more. It is from a new company that's going to be known as the Uncrowned Playing Card Company. It will be USPC deck, Bicycle Monster Montage, coming by the end of the month, I believe, to Kickstarter. I'm not sure I'm really interested. It looks really cartoony and bizarre and kind of not a great way to start a company. And the back design, ugh, just a hand coming out of it looks like a theater curtain, and it says Monster Montage for Big M. We'll see. I'm not sure it's going to do very well, but we'll see. Another deck that is to mention, sort of, that is on Indiegogo, which means a failure. It is called the Playing with a Full Deck, which is a deck designed with by 52 different artists. It's not looking good, and I doubt it will succeed. Not many decks on Indiegogo have succeeded thus far. In fact, only one comes to mind, and that was the Fontaines. Everything else, bleh. And then they want $35 for these decks if you buy them within a certain period of time, and after that it's going to go up to like $50. Definite pass on that one. And also coming soon, the Bicycle Plugged Nickel set, which has a Wanted poster deck and a Rusted tin deck. It's a Western themed deck from VigZantorGames.com. I think I pronounced that name correctly. It's interesting, but I'm not sure that I'm really interested. We'll see how it does. And 2 decks is going to be a hard sell on Kickstarter, I think, in my opinion. And of course, coming soon from David Blaine, Gatorback Riders. I don't know when, but soon, hopefully. They haven't released anything in over a year. Also, let's go to Kickstarter now. I apologize, this video is a bit long. The Mustache playing cards from Vanda are finally shipping, although he's had a lot of delays and stuff. Apparently, this guy has been going around to a lot of conventions, trying to sell decks and stuff like that. And then he's been busy with music, because apparently he's a musician and he plays a lot of music. And my only suggestion is, if you don't have time, don't do any more campaigns, because you're just gonna, I'm not even sure he's gonna be able to sell any more decks at this rate anyways. I don't think he's gonna have any more successful campaigns on Kickstarter at this rate. Also, the Bicycle Grenzland from BM Poker World failed. That was not successful, unfortunately. Let's look at what's going on though. The NPC playing cards from MakePlayingCards.com. Well funded. If you didn't get them, it's not a bad deal. They're not too expensive. Free shipping worldwide, and you get to create your own custom deck on MakePlayingCards.com when you pledge for a deck of cards or more, which I think is awesome. And basically, I think the idea is for them to get their company out there and tell Kickstarter creators and backers that there is an alternative to the USPC. Come check it out. And that's what they're doing. The Bicycle 1 million deck from Elite Playing Cards, that one is well funded. 10 days left. The NPC deck has 30 days left. Lots of time to get that one. Blue Fontaines from Zach Mueller. Well funded. 79 minutes to go. And counting. By the time this video is up, it's going to be more like 60 minutes. Unfortunately. If you didn't get these yet, go get it now. I don't want anyone coming to me later on saying, oh, do you have any Blue Fontaines? I missed out. I didn't get any. You had a lot of opportunity to get them. And there's no reason why you shouldn't have these if you really want them. A lot of people missed out on the red Fontaines. And then afterwards, they're asking me, do you have any Fontaines? Can I have some? I'll trade you. Can I buy some? I don't have any. And you should have gotten some. Now, I don't want to hear any complaints. Go get them. Vendor is the Flamingo playing cards from Omar Renfro. You might have seen these on a 311 video or two. A casino themed deck with pink flamingos on it and a blue back design. Pretty simplistic. As far as I can tell, court cards, the faces are absolutely standard. And only 46% funded with 17 days to go. It is not looking good. And the font is at Omar for wanting to charge $65 to sip a brick of playing cards internationally, and then he reduced it to $45, which is still double what it should cost. I looked at the Federal 52 decks, $24 to sip a brick of cards, and he's charging $45 to sip a brick. And then it doesn't seem to have any add-ons available, which is going to be a major killer. It's buy a deck. If you want a clip, you have to pay like $160. The most expensive thing he's got is $550. Includes a brick, a clip, an overpriced shirt, and a 1-hour session on Skype with Omar. And it doesn't seem worth it to me. Plus $90 shipping on top of the $550 price tag, which is ridiculous. Again, Federal 52, in the original project, if you spent like $500, $1,000, shipping was included. And this guy is charging $90 on top of that, $550. That is just outrageous. And how expensive is this shirt? I mean, give me a break. It seems like he's charging $200 for a shirt and $200 for a 1-hour Skype session. Overpriced shipping. By the way, the guy has posted one update. And I mean, I don't mean to trash or anything like that, but he's posted one update since he launched the campaign. Has had like 0 promotion. The update was very unprofessional. Just saying, if you're international or outside the U.S., I've reduced the shipping cost, and that was that. And there was like the grammar, punctuation was not there. It was just an unprofessional looking thing. I mean, capitalize your letters and use proper stuff and look more professional. And in the comment section, he has not responded to one comment in the comment section. It almost seems like he doesn't care. I don't know, or that he's giving up. And on top of that, I want to mention something else, and that is in his frequently asked questions, I think it is. Let's see if I can find it. By the way, he says he's been working on this project on and off for almost a year, and it's his baby. This is in Risks and Challenges, and almost a year to design this. That seems like a lot, especially since there's no customization on the faces, from what we can tell. Just the Ace of Spades. And he says that he's only one person, so even if it does get funded, shipping 2,500 decks will take some time, and that we have to be patient with him. That's not usually a good selling point, and it's not really excusable. I mean, I'm sure he's got to have some friends or relatives that could help him. And more importantly, if you are by yourself, get a fulfillment company. Amazon does fulfillment. PokerStar52 does a lot of fulfillment. There's no reason why you have to do this by yourself and drag it on for months and months and months. And stuff like that is going to sink this project. Let's move on though. Another deck of cards released by Jessica Feinberg is the Dragon Scale playing cards. This one features 52 different images, actually 54 if you include the jokers, of dragons, and they're kind of cartoony. It's not USB-C, but it's already 250% funded. Apparently a lot of people like dragons. I'm not interested in this deck. I don't even know what the back design looks like, but whatever. If you like it, go check it out. I'm not going to say anything negative about it because I can't find anything negative to say about it. And actually there's over 100 different dragons, and there's decks, prints, books, etc., etc. 28 days left on that one. Next up, Bicycle Pyromaniac from CollectiblePlayingCards.com. 7 days left, well funded. Go check it out. Next, 7 Seas playing cards from Brain Vessel Creative. 7 days left, extremely well funded. There's 2 decks available, the 7C's Bicycle deck and the Bicycle Captain's deck, which was unlocked and is pretty awesome. Next up, Errata King's playing cards from the Overlook, which previously did the Bicycle Voyager. This one again has a kind of a classic looking back design, and the faces are very nice, elegant. I like them. Unfortunately, it's only 39% funded with 12 days left. Not only are we not going to get the Tally-Ho or B branded decks, we're not going to get any decks at this rate. People, go check it out. Errata Kings, back it. Let's get this thing done. It deserves to be printed. Next, another one that's having a little bit of difficulty, the Choice Playing Cards by Ben Kalazi. Hopefully I pronounced that name correctly. 42% funded with 12 days to go. This one and the Errata Kings, they both kind of stopped at like $6,000. And that needs to stop. We need to get these decks funded. They're amazing decks, the Choice Playing Cards and the Errata Kings. Let's get them done. Next up, and now I said 12 days to go. It's not looking too good, but we can make it happen. Next up is the Edgar Allan Poe playing cards. I don't know how the Edgar Allan Poe deck is funded, and these other 2 decks are not. But this one is 125% funded with 5 hours left and counting, and it is ugly. It's got a portrait of Edgar Allan Poe on the back design, a one-way back design, which the creators were unwilling to compromise and make it a two-way back design, despite a lot of people not buying it for that reason. Next up is the Meeple playing cards. Their original campaign was cancelled because it was not going to make it. They've relaunched with just 1 deck. By the way, Meeple is a European playing card piece. How it said Meeple, I guess. And apparently there's a free game included in each box. It's an interesting deck of cards, but I'm not sure that I'm interested. And it's 49% funded with 21 days to go. However, buyer beware, the goal is very low. $6,000 or whatever it is for a USPC deck is extremely low, and is barely enough, if even, just to print the decks, not including shipping international. And my issue with that is they've gone out and said, oh, I'm going to be going to all these conventions to try and sell the deck and blah blah. You cannot guarantee, you cannot bank on selling these cards at conventions. It might not happen. So what happens if you get funded with $6,000, $6,500, $7,000, and you don't sell any of these decks at any of these conventions? You won't have enough money to print the deck. You're sure as hell not going to have enough money to ship it internationally, and you're going to be screwed. Better to be safe than sorry, in my opinion. And this one I would not go for if I was you. I would not recommend it, because that is a major issue for me. Next up, Bicycle Steel from Cardisons. They previously did the Dark Templar playing cards. If you missed out, you can actually get those in this campaign. However, nobody has those decks yet because they have not been printed or fulfilled, which to me is asking for trouble. I don't know if I'm going to back this one or not, because it's already funded. It has 24 days to go, but they have not fulfilled the previous deck, so why are they creating another one? That is a no-no for me. But to each their own. Next up, the different deck, 20 days to go, well funded. If you missed out, go check it out. Next up is the Bicycle Gunslingers playing cards. 13 days left, only 28% funded, not going to make it. Alright, next up is the Explore playing cards from a guy in Australia. It features buildings on the faces of the cards. Basically, it's travel inspired. There's buildings, all sorts of historic sites from around the world on each card. It's unique, it's interesting. However, it's not doing very good. Only 18% funded with 22 days to go, and it's not going to make it. Part of the problem is it's overpriced, and they have reduced their prices. They now got, well, it's bizarre. They got an early bird single deck at $20 plus $12 shipping for outside Australia and the US. Then they have one that they added a single deck just $15 plus $12 shipping, and then they added another early bird at $13 plus $12 shipping. So it's kind of all over the place. And they had some tiers, and then they added new tiers, and it's just weird. But 2 decks is going to cost you $26 plus $15 shipping. That is like $5–10 more than most other decks, and I'm going to pass based on that. Originally, they wanted $40 for 2 decks of cards plus $15 shipping international, which is really ridiculous. And now I see they have 3 decks of cards and early bird for $39 plus $18 shipping. It's just all over the place. And they added all these early birds because everyone's been saying, hey, your price is too expensive, nobody's going to buy it. Well, it's still not going to happen, unfortunately, at this rate. And it's a little bit too little, too late, in my opinion. Next up is the Sarge playing cards by System 6 Magic. 3 days left, only 29% funded. It needs a miracle. It's not going to get one. I guess people just don't like the artwork, and it's not going to get funded. Also, up next, from Rick Davidson, is the Origins playing cards. This one is 29% funded, 33 days to go. I strongly suggest checking it out. The Origins playing cards is awesome. I've been seeing this artwork on the forums for months and months and months, anticipating it and waiting and waiting. Finally, it is launched. And if they get enough funding, there will be a second version called the Origins Grail, which is a white version. The standard version is a black version, and the white one will be limited. Basically, it returns to the 16th century and the source of today's playing cards to create a unique, high-quality deck. The goal is pretty high, $40,000 in New Zealand dollars, which is about $30,000 or so US. However, I think it could make it. I hope. It is a beautiful deck. I strongly suggest checking it out and backing it. And however, I do think that goal is going to be a little bit hard to reach. Next up, the Requiem playing cards, which you might have seen a review of from PDC Magic or the Cardists. They got a couple of sample decks. And these ones are already funded. 21 days to go. They look amazing. They got red faces with kind of beigey backs, but they're awesome. Definitely check it out. Next on the list is the Serena Prison Bicycle playing cards. 11 hours to go. This one is funded. However, $18,000 is going to be tight to print 2 decks of cards, but it is an amazing piece of art. I like it. The back designs are basically Persian rugged spire. There's a gold deck and a blue deck, or indigo I should say. There's a book you can get with it that talks about everything, and pips, everything is completely custom. I like it. Very nicely done. I can't wait to get it. Then there is the Photographist playing cards from Paul Michael Kane. This one is 180% funded with 12 days to go. It's not USB-C, so I passed on it, but it's pretty interesting and you might want to check it out. Next on the list is an absolute favorite. Excuse me, the Alter Egonisms playing cards from Aterg B, which is a company created by 2 sisters. And Aterg is actually a reverse spelling of their mother's name, Greta. She passed away recently, and B, I think, is the middle name. Basically, it's all about funny, sexy, humorous deck of cards. However, it just says Aterg B on the back design, which is pink, one way, and blah. And then the cards just feature images of some cartoony chick, which is not really sex or anything like that. So far, they're 1% funded with 4 backers, 27 days to go, and it's not going to make it. They're looking for $10,000 for a non-USB-C deck. That is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know why people bother launching decks like this that are going to be failures. If you're going to launch a deck on Kickstarter, look at what is on Kickstarter, look at what is successful, and you will see that decks like this that are basically a souvenir type deck are never successful. It's got to have good art, complete customization, USB-C, and that's how to get funded. Speaking of which, another deck on Kickstarter is the Bicycle Dragon Dynasty. It relaunched recently. It's by a guy named Yukwa, which is an interesting name. Unfortunately, he didn't change anything about the campaign that I can tell, and certainly nothing about the artwork, which a lot of people do not seem to like. So far, it is 51% funded with 25 days to go. It's going to be close. I don't know if it's going to make it. We'll see what happens. And what I found was that I did find an issue with it. I forget what it was. Bear with me. I apologize for making this like a half an hour episode of what's on deck. My concern is that he's only charging £2 for postage and shipping, which is not nearly enough for international shipping, in my opinion. That is my concern. £2 is not enough for international shipping, and it's going to cause issues. Next up, the famous Game Designer Playing Cards 2014 edition, which is 54 cards that feature advertising on them. Definitely pass. So far, 62% funded with 16 days to go. It's going to be close, I think. Next up is the Acer deck. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's got some kind of a weird spelling. And it's a Viking Gods on playing cards. Pretty interesting deck. 63% funded with 35 days to go. Lots of time. It looks like it's going to be successful. It is not a USB-C deck. However, if they hit $10,000, they will produce a blue USB-C deck. If they hit $12,000, they'll produce a red deck, non-USB-C. And then if they hit $17,000, they'll do a red deck, USB-C, and etc., etc. So right now it's just a blue deck. If they get enough funding, they'll add a red one. If they get even more funding, there'll be USB-C decks, blah blah. It's pretty interesting. The court cards are amazing. The pips look pretty amazing and everything. However, the back design is a little bit dull, and the box is a little bit scary looking. But outside of that, as I say, happy Ragnarok. Alright. Next up, the Kadar Playing Cards, which is a fortune telling deck. Not doing too good. 48% funded with 16 days to go. It's a really nice, colorful, striking visual deck of cards, which I would really like to get, but it doesn't look like it's going to make it. Then there's the Texas Playing Cards, now known as the Joker, Fool, possible name change deck of cards by Russell Common. Only 10% funded. It's not going anywhere. If I was him, I would just cancel the project. 24 days, 10% funded. It's not going anywhere. It's just been dragging on and on. It's dying a slow, agonizing, painful death. Just put it out of misery and relaunch it later on, once you figure out what you're going to call the damn thing. Anyway, next up is the MCAD deck of cards. It's another deck designed by 54 artists, featuring 54 designs by students at the Minneapolis College of Art and Design, which is where the MCAD name comes from. 16% funded with 29 days to go. Definitely not a USB-C deck. And it's kind of scary looking. I mean, there's one card that I don't even know what it is. It's got 3 hearts on it. I don't know if it's the 3 hearts or not. It's got a floral background, and it looks like a green pickle in a skirt. It's just horrendous. I don't recommend it, unless you're a fan of bizarre art. And then, another deck is the Royal Edition of the Persian Empire playing cards, which I got recently, and I like, except for the fact that it was a smooth finish and possibly not the best stock. Hopefully the second one will be air cushion finish with a better stock. It is slightly different. It does have the same back design and basically the same box, but it's a silver color, and it features completely different pip layouts and faces, except the quote cards are the same, I believe. And it features 2 cards And the one that I got, there's 2 double backers. And this one, they got 2 cards that basically, you put them together and they form a map of Persia, which I think is awesome. I like it. And that is it from what I can tell. There's a whole bunch of other card games that we won't get into, which is not what we're interested in. And that's what I got. I apologize, it's a little bit long. Lots going on, especially on Kickstarter. Way too much going on, and I'll see you next time.